Hi guys! So in this video I'm going to talk about how I found minimalism, kind of why I am a minimalist, how it appealed to me, and maybe the beginning of steps of how I became a minimalist. I'm just going to start by defining minimalism, what it means to me. When people ask me about it, if it comes up or anything like that, I usually say it's a lifestyle where you just live with what you love and with what you need. Whether that's your materialistic items, the relationships you have, the hobbies you keep, the experiences that you have in life really. I have been a self-declared minimalist for about 2 years now. I'm just going to tell you where I was 2 years ago and how minimalism, like at that time that I found it, was really a really great tool that I kind of discovered. At the time I was a pre-nursing student. I hadn't gotten accepted into my nursing program yet, and I was really stressed out because I wasn't 100% sure if this is where I wanted to be. I kind of felt like I was sucked into college, and I got sucked into taking out all these loans and getting all this debt for school for something I wasn't sure if I was completely 100% passionate about. And I was going to school to take out loans so I could get this job, and then I would get this job so I could pay back the loans that I'd taken out during school, so I could maybe have a family, so we could go on these expensive vacations and have nice cars. And I don't know, none of that really appealed to me on its own. I felt like I was getting sucked into this trap of this like life cycle that was expected of me as an adult, and I just didn't feel like I had a lot of control, and I wasn't happy with how things looked like they were heading. At the same time in my life, I had just recently kind of come out of this very conservative faith and religion, and I had over several years slowly stopped believing in that, but I had just gotten to the point where I was like, okay, I don't believe in this, and that changed everything about my life. If you're a religious person, you kind of know that whatever you believe in, if you really believe it, that tells you what your meaning in life is. That tells you what your purpose, it tells you why you're here, it tells you kind of what you're supposed to do while you're here on earth and everything. And I was having this huge identity crisis because I didn't know who I was, what I believed, what was important to me. I didn't know if I agreed with certain things or if I didn't agree with certain things. Basically everything in my life at this point was a huge, gigantic question mark, and I was very, very uncomfortable. So I was very stressed out between nursing school and having this identity crisis, and I had been spending 3 to 4 days a week with this religious group for the last 4 years of my life, probably 4 to 6 years of my life. And then I suddenly had all this free time, and I was too stressed out. I wasn't really studying as much as I should have been. And so I kind of got into this cycle of like retail therapy. I think at the time I was just trying to define who I was by the clothes that I wore. And it was really just a band-aid for this bigger issue of I kind of really needed to figure out who I was. And so kind of the retail therapy, it wasn't even like I had a lot of money to spend on, but I was constantly finding myself kind of like at the mall or at shopping centers, just looking, grazing, buying things impulsively that didn't really contribute to having a nice wardrobe. So that's kind of a wrap up of where I was in my life when I kind of discovered minimalism. I actually discovered minimalism one day. I had a job kind of as a secretary. I was an office assistant at this place on campus, and over the summer all the students are gone, so it's really, really slow at the office I was working at. So I don't remember what I was searching on the web or anything, but I ended up finding myself at theminimalist.com, and I was reading these articles about minimalism, what it was, what it meant, how to do it. I was so interested and excited about the information I was reading. And so for that first week or so after I found The Minimalist, I had looked up some YouTube videos, I had watched a few TED Talks, and I had found a couple other blogs, but I hadn't really done anything. Also, while all this was going on, I had been moving in college, but every 6 to 8 months I was packing up everything I owned, putting in my car, moving home 4 hours away, or coming back to school. I was moving a lot between dorms, or between res halls, and then to an apartment eventually, and then into another apartment, and then with a friend, and then to another apartment. And I had realized every time I packed everything up and moved it away, the size of the quantity of the things that I owned was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I knew I wasn't wearing most of the clothes that I had been bringing with me. I didn't use a lot of the stuff, and I was like, wow, I really have no reason to own all of these things. And in the back of my head I kept saying, alright, you need to go through your clothes, donate some things, but I had never actually done it. So after about a week of just reading all these minimalism blogs, I was like, why haven't I started doing this yet? So I went home that day and I just started purging items like crazy, but I was really excited about it. I had clothes and stuff from middle school that I had just been carrying with me for ages. I had tons of things I didn't use. And then the storage I was using for the stuff that I had, I thought was really ugly. I didn't like it. And the reason I was so intrigued in reading these blogs from the minimalists, people like by Coco and other things, is that I saw people who had kind of escaped that cycle that I felt like I was stuck in, from going to college, getting in debt, doing this, doing that, and none of them had extremely alternative lifestyles. I just felt like these people had a sense of freedom that I was currently lacking. And then since then, I have kind of been continuously decluttering and minimizing things I don't need, exchanging out things I don't really like for higher quality, or condensing several items into maybe like one multi-purpose item. It was just so nice to see people who had escaped like what I was considering like a bullshit life into doing something. They were following their dreams. They were people who were excited about life. They had their passions. They were going after them. Their life just seemed so simple, and I really wanted that. And I didn't realize how much all that stuff was weighing me down until I started to purge a lot of it. So once I started minimalizing, I really started with my closet. I got rid of a lot of my clothes. And as I started decluttering and questioning if I needed this item in my life, I started questioning a lot of other things that kind of helped me gain more of a self-identity, if that makes sense. You only have one life, and you're going to remember your experiences that you have at the end of the day more than anything else. So if you want to try a new food, hanging out with these people, or to go to this place, you should do those things. And minimalism kind of helped me realize that I shouldn't hold myself back from doing those things, and that if anything, it should actually be a priority. I remember once one of my closest friends told me, he was like, Janelle, like, you're nicer to people that you don't like than people you do like. And I realized that's kind of how my whole life was. I did all these extra things for people and places and times and commitments that I really didn't like. I just felt like I was supposed to. And the things that I really cared about and that mattered to me, I really neglected. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching this. It means a lot to me. Please subscribe and send a comment down at the bottom. This was also my first kind of sit down and chit-chatty video, so tell me if you guys like that or prefer videos where I kind of just show you around and give you tours or kind of show you like what I own. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you guys really do have a great day. Bye.